This is how I add pressure to my reverse osmosis tank, step by step, my RO tank. And just sharing this is how I do it, but obviously contact a licensed plumber if you want to do it right, but this is how I do it. So the first thing I want to do is make sure I turn my water off. So this is the water in my case from the city. So I'm going to turn that knob, it's on now. I'm going to turn it off. Okay, and see it's off because it's not in line with the hose. So I've turned my city water off, and then the next thing I'm going to do is turn off the water here on the tank, because if you don't, see, now that's off, so the tank water's off. But when I pop this hose out, because there's still water in that area, there's gonna be a little bit of water shoot out, but I've got a basement floor here that I don't mind getting wet. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pop that out. And to pop it out, all I'll do is gently push on this and pull the hose out. But like I said, the thing on the tank's off, because if you if you didn't have that off, you'd have a ton of water coming out. So you can see here the hose is off, and there was a minimal amount of water. So I didn't take it outside, but I took it to where it's going to shoot outside. See this right here? That's where the water is going to come when I move this knob, when I turn this knob rather. See, minimal amount of pressure. It looks like somebody, it's like, dude, you gotta pee, man. You're peeing. It looks like somebody's peeing there. But that reiterates what is hopefully the root cause of my issue being not enough pressure in the tank. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna let this drain, and then we're actually, next step, we'll unscrew this top piece and make sure the tank's completely empty before we add air to the tank. Okay, I've drained all the water out of the tank, and depending upon the size of your tank and how much water it is collected, may take longer. I mean, that varies among tank size and how much water is in the tank. Now, the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna turn this knob to the closed position, which is there. So it's closed. And now we're going to remove this little piece. All tanks are different, but this right here is what's called a Schrader valve. If you ever looked at a bicycle tire, that's what that looks like. So we're gonna check the pressure of the tank first before we add pressure. And again, the tank is empty, no water in it. And this is the PSI meter like I use, and you can find it linked within this video's description. Some PSI meters don't go as low as this, and I'm going to want to get it to about 6 PSI. So the first thing we'll do is push reset here, make sure it's at 0. And we're gonna push it on the tank here. I'm gonna hold my hand over here. So I pushed it on the tank, and there's next to no PSI. You can hear a little bit of air in there, but I mean, it's an insignificant amount. So now we're going to get a pump, and I've linked the pump like I used within this video's description too, and we're gonna pump it up. So I've attached the pump, and depending upon tank size, it may be a different amount. Let's start with 2 pumps. 1, 2, actually let's do 3. 3 pumps. Now we're going to remove it. We're going to measure the PSI. 3 pumps didn't even move the needle, so I'm going to do 6 pumps and then test again. You go ahead and reset this. Different opinions here. People say 5 to 7 PSI, so I'm in that range. It is worth mentioning, depending upon, like I said, you're doing this with an empty tank. Depending upon your tank size, it may take a lot more pumps. So what I would do is just do a pump or 2 at a time, measure after each one, because you don't want to overinflate it. You could damage the tank, and you don't want to. If you go slightly over, you can press this on it to let a little bit of the air out. But right here where I am with the PSI of the tank, is exactly what I wanted, between 5 and 7. And this little meter does a great job. See, then I can reset the meter back to 0. And like I said, I'll link this and everything within this video's description. So now that we've got the tank pressurized to the desired PSI, we're then going to screw this little cap back on. And then we're going to move our tank, because like I said, I took it to the outside because I had to drain it. I'm going to move it back to where I need to connect it back to my RO. Okay, so the hose that we pulled out earlier, obviously this goes to my faucets. We're going to reinsert it into this piece, keeping this off. You don't want to open that yet, but we're going to reinsert it into that piece. Okay, and all I did is firmly push it down, and then I gently pulled on it to see if it seemed to be locked in, and it was. What you probably want to do is wipe any water residue if you got a cloth or something, and then that way you can monitor and make sure that it did get a proper connection. So we're going to go ahead and turn the water to the tank back on, which I just did. See, that's facing the hose, that's in the on position. And I've also flipped this water back on, this line back on, which is my city water. And you can tell it's on because that knob is in line with the hose. So what this is doing now, this is supplying city water to the RO system. The RO system should start to fill the tank. What I would recommend doing is enjoy your favorite beverage or your favorite activity. Give it about a half hour, 45 minutes or so. Give it time for water to enter the tank before you test your faucets. And like I said, also make sure, put eyes on this, make sure there's not any leaks. Get you a dry cloth, wipe it off, because when you come back to test your faucets, you also want to do a walk around and make sure you haven't introduced any leaks. Not that you would, but it's always good to be proactive about that. So let's give it a half hour and let's see what we got. Hey y'all, Irix Guy here. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please be sure to subscribe to my channel, and when you do, ring that bell icon to be notified whenever I post another video. Thanks for your viewership, and y'all have a good day.